Now that is what I'm talking about. That game, you know what? It's funny because I called it. There's a tweet that I put out at right after the first period. It was like 7:56. I tweeted at Jamie at the start of the period. I said the Flyers are going to win this game, and look what happened. They storm back. They pick up a 4-3 regulation win against the Penguins in Pittsburgh after they were down 3-0, after they gave up 3 goals in a minute and 11 seconds, and they come back. And Claude Giroux with 2 goals and a primary assist in this one. An unbelievable game from the captain. He stepped up. And again, we got some unfortunate news before the game here for the Flyers. So the Flyers, kind of starting off this game, you hear Crosby coming off the COVID list. Okay, that's fine. The Penguins come back with Crosby. And then you also hear that the Flyers, Joel Farabee, who has been lighting up recently, had 2 goals in the last game against Pittsburgh. He gets put on the COVID list. Because apparently per AV, he was got put on the COVID protocol, not COVID protocol. Put on the COVID protocol, easy for me to say, earlier before the game because it looked like that he was on the ice for morning skate and then he ended up having to get called off. So some unfortunate news there as from how good Farabee has been playing. That line was gelling so well. And the Flyers, they had to switch up really weird line combinations coming into this game. You have JVR with Coots and Voracek, Lawton, Hayes, and Konechny, which is a little flashback of last year. Lindbrom, Gian Albie-Kubel, Bunna, and Patrick Raffel. They pretty much stuck with these lines for the most of the game. A little bit of a switch on the power play units too. But as for the defense, Provy, Braun, Sanheim, Myers, had Ghost, Moose, and Net for this one. So, as I said, really good shift from the Flyers. Coots line early, and then bang, Letang, 1-0. Shot off Sanheim, goes off his glove, fluky goal, whatever. And then, of course, who else but Mark Friedman? He scores 2 goals in 34 seconds, and then again, 3-0. And it's like, uh-oh, this doesn't look good. You just lost 5-2, now it's 3-0. Flyers call a timeout. As I said, 3 goals in a minute and 11 seconds. What happens? The Flyers, they call a timeout. Very smart coaching decision from AV here. Instead of pulling the goaltender, which is essentially stupid in my opinion at that point, it's 3-0 because you forgot how to play hockey for a minute and 11 seconds. Not because Moose didn't make a save. It was an odd man rush and went off of your defenseman's glove, and the other one, it was another odd man rush that ended up, guy scored 5-hole. I mean, it was just a bad break. And you see Coots slamming the stick on the crossbar on the 3rd goal, and it's like, uh-oh. And then the Flyers, after the timeout, they take a penalty. Patrick Boris-Friedman, really good penalty kill from the Flyers tonight, which was actually really good in this game. Because, again, the Flyers, they kind of took that penalty, but they were completely dominant after the penalty kill. I mean, they literally just swarmed Pittsburgh in that period. And for the most part, after the penalty kills, the Flyers, the Penguins went 0-for-2 on the power play tonight. Flyers went 2-for-2 on the PK. They did a really good job of just getting offense going. Coots, great chance in front, 3-on-2 for the Flyers there. Really good shifts after the PK, as I said. Konechny hits a post on a 3-on-2. Flyers get a power play, and they get a goal. Russ takes an interference. Really nice passing play from the Flyers. Coots, he ends up setting up along the wall. Again, they kind of worked it around the horn a little bit, and they get a great screen in front from JVR, and Coots rips one, and it's a 3-1 game there. Really nice shot. It's a snipe there from Couturier, and he gets that goal back after slamming the stick on the crossbar there. Flyers get another power play. Couldn't really get much going, though. Few chances. Penguins kill it off. Konechny hits another post. He definitely looked like he was feeling it tonight. Konechny had some jump in this game, I will say. I think it's coming there for TK. I think he's going to get one. He had 2 crossbars. Had an unbelievable chance on the power play. Great save by Jari. And again, it was really all Flyers since that timeout. Besides the timeout and then a minute 11 stretch, really good period for the Flyers overall. Shots on goal after the first were 11-9 in favor of the Flyers. Penguins had 1 shot in the second half of that period, so that kind of shows you how good the Flyers were kind of dialed in after that really small stretch where they just had no idea what they were doing out there, pretty much. Second period, Patrick, really nice, good clean hit on Friedman. He ended up getting hurt on this one. He looked like he had no idea where he was, and then he didn't come back for the rest of the game. He was with CC, and then they had Matheson with CC for pretty much most of the game at that point. And then the Flyers end up getting a goal. Great shift from the Giroux line here. Giroux scores here. Great, as I said, great shift in the zone. The Flyers, they were just great job cycling. I mean, that line, the amount of times that line cycled the puck tonight was so good. Like, it was just unbelievable how much chemistry they had, kind of just putting them together for one game, you know? And again, I like that, you know, they brought up in the post game, JJ was kind of asking G, like, you know, playing with Oscar and things like that. He said he never really had a chance to play with them yet, so it was cool. It was cool to see that. And again, I really think it was a great night from that line, as they had, you know, a handful of goals, the game-winning goal. But again, the Flyers, they get one here, really nice shift in the Penguin zone, and Giroux scores. Penguins had a breakdown in front. It was Pettersson and Marino. They both missed Lindblom. He ends up, you know, right off the pad of Jari, and then Giroux slam dunk on the rebound, 3-2. Flyers had a lot of momentum, playing a lot better. Angelo hits Myers after a shot here, really late hit. The game had really good pace. Flyers were playing well, lots of zone time. Lawton chance in front. Flyers forced a turnover behind the net by Hayes. Couple chances there late, but overall, really good second period from the Flyers. Again, lots of pressure, very physical. The hits after the second period were 32-30. And in the end of the game, they were 42-38 in favor of the Flyers. So a lot of hits throughout the first 40 minutes of this game. Shots on goal were 24-21 in favor of the Flyers. After two periods, in the period, they were 13-10 Flyers. Third period, Hayes chance for the Flyers, slap shot from the blue line. Pittsburgh ends up getting a power play here. Hayes takes a hook. Terrible call. I mean, I just did not understand this at all. It was such a weak call. That was a stick lift. I mean, that is a stick lift. That is not a hook whatsoever. And the referee at center ice called that. But again, the Flyers, they kill it off. Raffled a shorthanded chance, kind of got caught up in Jari's equipment, ended up getting that out and going wide. Penguins went the other way. Moose had a really nice save on Gensel in front, killed off. Really good job on the PK. Flyers were definitely getting chances, though. Forward line was generating. Moose robs Malkin in the slot here. That literally had disaster written all over it. Malkin scores there. That's the game pretty much. But what happens? Flyers, they didn't necessarily have much time and much room really to work with the puck. But then what happens? They get a goal again from the Giroux line. They get puck in deep. TK forces a turnover. They center it in front. Giroux comes off the bench. Shot went off of Lawton and looked like it hit Lawton off his pants there and ended up going in. So they tie the game at 6:23. Really nice play there, and they get a goal. And G looked like he had his second goal, but he ends up getting an assist, primary one, and the Flyers tie the game. Again, face-off down in the Pittsburgh end. They get the game-winning goal here. Giroux again, great pass in front. Really nice cycle play from that line low. Nice pitch there from Hag to keep it in. And again, they center it in front, and Giroux taps it right on the corner of the net, and it's a 4-3 game. Pittsburgh empty net. Flyers really defended well late at the red line. Blue line forced the Penguins to go back and back and back and back into their own zone, and the Flyers, they end up killing it off. Really good hockey. My notes aren't as long for this. Still, usually my notes for every game reach around 3.5 pages. They're at 3 pages, but it's one line over. So again, and that's why it might seem, you know, like a more of a shorter video, and it's at 8 minutes right now. But that's just kind of how it is when I'm kind of sucked into the game. I don't really do crazy notes like that. This was a really good hockey game. I mean, this was an unbelievable game. You crazy comeback, 3-0 lead early. Looks like it's gonna be a blowout, and then the Flyers storm all the way back. Two great goals from the captain. Unbelievable game from Giroux tonight. And he kind of shuts the haters up a little bit there. I know a lot of people have been complaining about Giroux lately, which just makes absolutely no sense. But again, a nice 2-goal game for Giroux, his 45th game-winning goal of his career. So unbelievable. It's awesome for the Flyers again. They had 35 shots on net tonight. They only had 2 power plays too, and they ended up getting a couple of shots there. The faceoffs were even in this game, 50-50, 50% even. And the blocks were 9-6 in favor of the Flyers. Giveaways were 9-1 in favor of Pittsburgh. So that, I believe they were 6-1 in the, halfway through the game for the Penguins. But again, the Flyers, they storm back. They pick up 2 points. And now you move into that third game against the Penguins here on Saturday at 1 o'clock. Let me know your thoughts below on tonight's crazy game against Pittsburgh. Unbelievable comeback for the Flyers. And as I said, I called it on Twitter. As I said, the Flyers would come back and win this game, and they did. So, unbelievable. Great hockey game. One of the best games of the season so far. Flyers are now 12-5-3 on the year. Remember, guys, podcast articles, those links are on my channel. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys in the next one, and goodbye.